as a player, you can see that he knows the game. You know, he knows that the nuance and the subtleties of the game. He's already there. Now it's just the consistency, right? How many times can you do it? And like Marshawn said, can you do it over and over and over and over again? You know, he's young, and so he still has to demonstrate that. But from what I understand, what he's doing behind the scenes and how he's trying to accomplish that, I think the sky's the limit for him. I will say, knowing that world, especially as a young person, you know, I just hope that, and you've heard me say this about anybody that I care about. I hope that he has the right support around him, right? Because he's going to get that attention, he's going to get that fame, and all the stuff that comes to him. How does he manage that? Because that can distract you from your craft. And so I hope that he has that in place too. I don't know him personally like that. We've had, you know, several conversations, short conversations, and everything that I've received from him seems like, you know, he's a young man figuring it out and doing it at a high level. And so I wish him nothing but success. But I agree with you. I think he could be arguably one of the best to ever lace him up in a Seahawks uniform.
In just a few months, Jaxon Smith-Njigba has gone from one of the most overlooked WR1S in the league to the guy everyone suddenly wants to talk about. His name is bouncing around the NFL like a breaking news alert, and fans are acting like they just discovered a secret superstar hiding in plain sight. And here's the part that drives people crazy. JSN isn't just another wideout from the Ohio State machine. He's a whole different blueprint.
It's a go right here, man. Don't lose one-on-one reps. 50-50 ball, that's really 90-10. And he's the most quarterback-friendly receiver I ever played in my life. So
appreciate it, my
shout out to my brother, man.
Love. QB1. Nah.
He's not built like a superhero, and he doesn't have that track star top speed. Yet nobody can guard him. Nobody. Defenders keep asking the same question every week. How is this dude always open? So today, we're letting NFL legends break down exactly how JSN turned himself into one of the most unguardable receivers in football. And the wildest part? He's not even slowing down. His momentum looks like it's powering a whole franchise right now. Before we dive in, let me quickly say I had to throw on the vintage Seattle hat because the classic colors just hit different. Those throwback uniforms make the team look unbeatable. And honestly, if they wore them every Sunday, the whole league would be in trouble. If you want a hat like this, check out the 47 website. Not sponsored, just showing love.
Oh, no, he has athleticism. He's not fast. Some people say runs a 4.48. I think he might run 4.5. He is a slot receiver. Well, he's a heck of a slot receiver. 6'1", 200 pounds. Man, that man knows how to run a route. Guy, he has a PhD in route running. Very good body control. And we see it over and over and over again. Talking about evaluating some people, and I'm talking about wide receivers, and I say high point, catching the ball, concentration. There's some guys that are ranked, and you haven't seen these kind of catches. That body control and concentration, that's rare. His file of spectacular catch and great body control is out of this world.
What JSN is doing right now is something nobody saw coming. The guy is on pace to challenge the single-season receiving yard record held by Calvin Johnson, which felt untouchable for years. It shocks people because Megatron's record always seemed like a never-again achievement, but JSN is making it look realistic. And before we keep going, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a drop. Let me know who else you want covered on the channel. I've got a poll up right now featuring Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Go vote so you can help decide the next Spotlight video. Drop suggestions too, because I'm picking comments this week, and if yours gets chosen, I'll put it right on screen in that video.
Oh, okay, the speed's good. It's good. But what's off the charts insanity good is the guy's like quickness and route running and wiggle, and his ability to break angles and all of that is like insanity. It's insanity. His ability to come off the ball and kind of be going like 70% and then almost jump in the air at like the 6-yard mark. And then you go, wait, he's jumping, and I don't know if he's about to go in or out. You can't tell. It's like Allen Iverson with an unbelievable crossover dribble, right? That's who he is.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, it's time to lock in on JSN because he's become the biggest headline in football. This rise didn't come out of nowhere either. He was already making waves as a Buckeye, and even in a stacked receiver room at Ohio State, he still stood out. As a freshman, his role was limited. But once his sophomore season hit, he exploded for a school record 1,606 yards. And here's the crazy part. He put up those numbers while sharing targets with Chris Olave, and Garrett Wilson, who are both NFL stars now. That tells you everything about how special this guy really is. Then came the moment people still talk about, the Rose Bowl game where Jaxon Smith-Njigba shattered records like it was nothing. He put up 347 yards on 15 catches and scored 3 touchdowns in a wild shootout against Utah. That performance didn't just turn heads, it put his name in permanent ink across college football history. After that legendary Rose Bowl performance, fans weren't just excited. They were hungry to see what Jaxon Smith-Njigba would do next. People around the football world were counting down the days to his junior year because everyone felt like they had only seen the preview of a superstar.
So you've got 3 first-round picks. Who would you want to take with one of those first-round picks?
I'm going with my man Jaxon Smith-Njigba. You know, I've seen him in action. I've seen how he can separate himself like that, and you know, his just body control is crazy. And you know, he didn't get to play this past year. He didn't get to show what he could do. So, you know, I'm hoping he falls with something.
But things took a turn nobody expected. JSN barely touched the field, appearing in only 8 games because of a tough hamstring injury. Even with the setback, he never dropped off the radar as a top prospect for the 2023 draft. And that says everything about how respected he already was. His longtime Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud had major praise for him. And when someone who threw to you every day speaks up like that, people listen. Stroud made it clear. JSN wasn't just good, he was different. Then you had legendary NFL wide receiver Steve Smith Sr. giving his breakdown of JSN's skill set. When Steve Smith talks roots, toughness, and separation, you treat it like gospel. And he said JSN had that special something built into his game. A lot of scouts were stuck on the stopwatch, pointing at JSN's 4.5240 time like it was some kind of deal breaker. At just over 6 feet tall, people compared him to burners like Zay Flowers and other fast wideouts in the 2023 class who had straight-line track speed.
If you could play wide receiver a little bit, you're a big factor against the Washington Commanders. Like we've seen that week in and week out. And when you look at Jaxon Smith-Njigba, we're not talking about just a good wide receiver. We're speaking top tier. He's playing to the level of the Jamar Chases and the Justin Jeffersons, and in most times better than those players this year because of his connection with Sam Darnold. What I love is the way that Jaxon Smith-Njigba has been able to stretch the football field from the #1 position. When you look at the amount of explosive plays that he's created, this was a thing I wasn't expecting coming into the year. In every single game this year, he's had a reception of over 26 yards or more. And what was most impressive about his game against Houston was anybody could get it, whether it was Kamari Lassiter, whether it was Derek Stingley Jr., whether you put him in the slot and it was Jalen Petrie. You had all of these top-tier defenders, and one-on-one, they didn't stand a chance against the route running and timing of Jaxon Smith.
But JSN didn't make his name off running in a straight line. He cooked defenders with his precision. In the slot, JSN's route running was elite, and Steve Smith knew it the second he watched the tape. Chris Sims echoed the same thing during his pre-draft evaluations, saying JSN's acceleration wiped out any concerns about his long speed. His body control, his timing, his footwork, it all screamed technician. And when a wideout is a technician, he becomes quarterback-friendly in a way you can't teach. Justin Fields even stepped in with his own quote back when he was with the Bears. It wasn't the most dramatic statement ever, but the meaning behind it was huge. Fields wanted the Bears to draft JSN instead of an offensive lineman, even after taking 55 sacks the season before. For a quarterback who got hit that many times to still say, "I want JSN,"
continues to grow. They just look like they've played together for 10 years at this point. Like their minds are on a string. Sam Darnold dropped some dimes in this game to Jaxon Smith-Njigba, who made incredible catches. And it didn't matter if Jackson was open, if it was a small window, if it was a tight window, they connected. And there probably could have been one more connection, but he went to Arroyo for the touchdown. But Jaxon Smith-Njigba was wide open on the other side. Beat Amos on a double move and could have easily been another touchdown for him. He goes down, he ties the franchise record with 4 straight 100-yard games, and he's making it look easy. He had 100 yards at the half. He ended with 8 catches for 129.
Tells you how special he believed JSN was coming out of college. Draft night proved that point when JSN became the first receiver taken, landing with the Seattle Seahawks at 20th overall. He walked into a room where Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf were already stars, making him the WR3, just like at Ohio State where he had to carve out his shine behind big names all over again. But the Seahawks didn't need long to realize what they had. His quarterback hyped him up early, and JSN started stacking confidence with every rep and every catch. His toughness showed right away as he suited up for every game in his rookie season, putting up a solid 628 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then year 2 arrived, and JSN didn't just improve, he took over. He surpassed DK Metcalf and became the true WR1, hitting over 1,100 yards, scoring 6 touchdowns and earning his first Pro Bowl nod.
Seeing is, but in the last few weeks, it just seems like you guys' connection has really solidified.
Yeah, he's blossoming. He's coming into his own right now. And the best thing about him is how tough he is, man. Like, to play in that slot, you got to go up against linebackers, you got safeties guarding you, sometimes corners, and you got to be tough, man. You're gonna probably take a couple hits here and there, and got to keep getting up. And I think just his fight overall, just the way that he fights throughout the game, he's a smart player.
JSN was always viewed as a top-tier wide receiver in the league, but people didn't fully put respect on his name until the 2025 season hit. Everything changed the second Sam Darnold stepped in as his quarterback, and suddenly both guys started leveling up like they had been waiting for this moment their whole careers. Seahawks legend and Legion of Boom icon Richard Sherman even said their chemistry on and off the field is unreal. When Sherm calls your connection off the charts, that means something, and Super Bowl champion Chris Canty doubled down on First Take, calling the Darnold-JSN connection one of the best in the league this season. Hall of Fame tight end. Shannon Sharp admitted he didn't fully realize how elite JSN really was until this breakout run in 2025.
This dude is leading the NFL in explosive plays in the passing game. Yeah. He's got more 20-plus yard completions than anybody in all of football. And a big reason why is because he's got number 11, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, on his team. Woo! JSN is leading the league in receiving by damn near 200 yards. Yeah. This dude is special. He accounts for 46% of the yardage in the passing game for the Seattle Seahawks, and Sam Darnold has a 96.6 QBR when targeting him. So they've got a special connection.
Even Ryan Clark said he already has JSN in his elite wideout category, which is major respect from a former Pro Bowler who knows the grind. It's simple. Defenses just can't handle JSN this year. The way he's taking over games in 2025 puts him right at the top of the elite receiver pack, and he's already pushing himself into the Offensive Player of the Year race. His talent, his balance, his production. It's all lining up perfectly. Seahawks great Doug Baldwin added something even deeper, pointing out how strong JSN's mental game is. Baldwin's not just praising him for speed or hands, he's praising the mindset, the discipline, the ability to stay locked in every single week. And honestly, that mental toughness might be the biggest reason JSN hasn't slipped once this season. Still, the NFL doesn't give anybody an easy ride. The connection with Darnold is electric, but the Seahawks are stuck in one of the toughest divisions in football. They could finish with one of the best records in the entire conference and still end up without home field advantage.
Seeing is special. He's really, this is really my first time just getting an opportunity to sit down and just watch him. Ain't no other games on because, Ocho, I'm trying to watch Seattle and I'm trying to watch this team and I'm trying to watch that team. But I'm talking about he had my undivided attention, and I'm watching his releases and I'm watching him get in and out of breaks.
He nice.
Oh, he quicker the cat on the hot tin roof.
Which is rough because Seattle's crowd is a real weapon. And we already saw what happened the last time Sam Darnold faced a playoff road trip, even with elite talent around him. But maybe this season writes a different story. JSN is on pace to break even more records, and his burst is impossible to cage. Seattle finally found the perfect way to maximize what he brings. He's unique, he's explosive, and defenses have run out of answers. So who knows? Maybe this is finally the year the Seattle Seahawks break through and make a real Super Bowl run. If JSN keeps playing like this, anything is possible. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown.